Welcome, children, to the Evil Popcorn Podcast. It's the Baron here. We're going to be talking about Widow's Bay. I have Mr. Popcorn
Mr.
here.
Popcorn, hello children, good evening, or whatever temporal situation you happen to find yourself in.
Yes. However, whenever, or if ever you find yourself.
Yes, we're
welcome.
back at Weirdos Bay for episode 3 and 4, Baron, is that correct?
That is correct. That is 100% correct. Really enjoy Widow's Bay. It's good. So we are going to spoil some of this for you. So if you haven't watched it, go to bed, watch it, come back.
Absolutely. And that's why I said, should we start? Because if you look behind me at Patricia, she goes on a journey. She's one of the best characters, as is the mayor and the harbinger, which is the old man,
Yes, Wick.
Yeah. Yes, Wick. They're those three together. They seem to, essential pieces on the board, moving, the events of the town or experiencing the events of the town in very interesting ways. And they do come together at the end of our recap, but we'll get to that. We've got a bit to get through before we get to that. But I'm all in. I'm all in 100%. If there's any doubt, they are well and truly cast off into the ocean. Yeah.
One of the things that I will say up front that I've really been enjoying, because I've seen further now than Mr. Popcorn has, is I'm really enjoying the fact they haven't felt the need to do any stunt casting. There's no big name actors that have turned up just for an episode to bolster the ratings. It's like, they haven't got any names. It's all it's the same cast throughout, which is brilliant. I love it.
Okay, question then, because I don't disagree, but this show is under the radar. Would you still agree? Yeah, it is one of the reasons that we are covering it there, Children of the Popcorn.
Yeah.
So is it to its detriment not having, say, a Danny DeVito come into It's Always Sunny and make it the iconic, property that it is?
I think throwing in a name, significantly recognizable actor, unless they're playing themselves, I think would detract from the show. It would pull me out of the show. It'd be like, oh, look, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has joined the cast and he's playing a quirky boat captain.
Well, not someone like, I know, but he has a lot of other baggage attached to him outside of being, famous Hollywood actor, Ethan. I know you were. But you don't think someone like, say, Michael Shannon, someone who has that kind of mysterious vibe about him to go with the vibe of the show?
Honestly, so Michael Shannon would probably be okay because he'd
be all right, wouldn't he?
Actor. You could believe him as other characters. But I mean, they haven't done celebrity casting.
No, they haven't done. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, definitely. And that would be off-putting.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito is also an outlier because he's just a bizarro comedian, deviant himself at heart. Yeah.
But there's a famous episode of Lord of the Thrones, no, Game of Thrones, where they cast a musician.
It's Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. And I remember seeing him in the episode going, oh, that's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Pulled completely out of the episode.
Absolutely.
So yes. So what they have done with this show is they have cast primarily character actors who can play character.
Yes, and drawing from the theatre, the stage, when we get to episode 4 in particular.
Yeah. Episode 4.
And it's a treat because it's very different to what we are used to. And I think that's what I am reacting to when I'm trying to work out not just the tone, it's more than that, the quirk of this show is because in part that we're being presented with acting styles that are different, presented to us by very good performers who are totally unfamiliar to me at this stage. Yeah.
Or who inhabit the roles they're playing so you don't see them as who they are. Like even Stephen Root, who I know from a lot of stuff.
Who's he? Is he the mayor?
Wick. So he's Wick.
Wick. Okay.
So he's the harbinger, which is a great name for him, by the way.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome. But even Stephen Root, who I should go, oh, that's Stephen Root, disappears into the role of Wick.
Okay, nice. Yeah, good. No, it's immersive. The whole thing is definitely immersive, but it's not. Yeah, I think all I'll say about it to this end on this angle is that it's dark, but it's not off-putting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can pretty much show this to anyone if they like such things.
Yeah,
but you don't need it to hide it. Away from.
No.
You go, shh. Did you know I like no,
You,
it's nothing like that. Like dairy's more full on, yeah?
yeah. You don't need to hide the heart pill in a hunk of cheese.
No, no, yes, with this. But there's some very old worldly dark figures and some,
Yeah.
throughout this, certainly in this episode 3, which is called the inaugural swim.
Correct. The
Yeah.
inaugural swim.
Because we'll throw it out there. I mean, like we said, go to bed. It
Yep.
involves the hag,
Yes, the sea hag.
and the sea hag, and the stories of the sea hag go back century, if not millennia. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it could become easily very dark. This to a Lovecraftian degree, but no, it does keep a very appealing, watchable quirk where you could almost show this to anyone.
Yeah,
That's what I
almost.
wanted to say. Yeah,
Yeah, no, 100%.
yeah.
So look, we're doing episodes 3 and 4 this week of the show, so we will eventually catch up, which is good because we're really enjoying it. Let's get the housekeeping out of the way. So the housekeeping for episode 3, as Mr. Popcorn said, it's called The Inaugural Swim. So it was written by the same two people from the first 2 episodes, along with Neil Casey. Now, Neil Casey, people will know as the innkeeper on the island. So he is also a writer. He's written for Saturday Night Live and a bunch of stuff. So he's one of the 3 writers of episode 3. It has between the start of the series and now, the review aggregate has gone up from 7.7 out of 10 to 8.9 out of 10. The Rotten Tomatoes score has gone up from 94% to 97%, and there's only been about a 1% change on Metacritic.
Well, yes, consistent. Do you agree with IMDb, Baron?
Yes, I think I do. I think the score has probably increased as more people have found the series.
Yeah, because it's slowly being pushed out there by word of mouth. It does make sense.
Yeah.
The user reviews here is 8.4. What did you say critic review was?
The Metacritic score sits at about 80%.
80%. And you had user reviews at 8.4, is that correct?
Yeah.
3.2 thousand reviews there's been.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of interest being shown in the show, which is good. Good, children. Good.
Yeah.
Whilst actually, before we start off this episode, we go, have our swim. Wanted to throw out another shout out to Obsession there.
Yes. Still playing.
Because double check me on the facts there, Baron, because it's over 200 million now.
Yep.
Could you ever look actually what the figures are? Because I want to see if we are on the way to 300 million. But the point of digressing. Okay, so it outdid Paranormal at the box office, yeah? In the same span of time and relative to inflation when it came out, et cetera, et cetera. All that's been taken into account. It is a bigger box office smash hit than Paranormal. That's in terms of, box office. And now as well, Baron, it's beaten the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
It's beaten the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
You remember that? That hit, that horror surprise, which changed everything. Yes. Obsession is in line to do that. Do you have
$287 million?
It is on the way to 300 million. It's on the way to 300 million, Baron. Again, children, if you do not know, this was made for roughly
under $100 million.
750K it is. I've heard out there, Baron.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the rough estimate. Yeah. And
now, if people are interested as well, just so that you're aware, you can buy One Wish Willows from onewishwillow.com.
And what was the price? It's $6.69, just like it was in the movie?
$6.99.
$6.99. Sorry, $6.69. Where's my mind?
Yeah.
And shout out to Backrooms as well.
Yep.
Again, doing extraordinarily well. It's going to be interesting to see what the sequel's going to be like. That seems to be greenlit and pushed forward. Obsession sequel, there's no news. He just says he wants to do a One Wish Willow anthology rather than a sequel to Obsession. He wants to leave Obsession as a one, which is perfect. Definitely. And Leviticus. Yeah, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's done by another young person, maybe YouTuber. I could be wrong on this. That's fine. But that has again, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's an Australian-American production about doppelgangers in a Pray the Gay Away camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But please, let's get back to the show.
Yes. Where was I? Word. Here we go. All right. So yes, episode 3. So the director once again is Hiro Murai from the first 2 episodes. Neil Casey is the additional writer. Okay. No, I haven't picked up any new additional reviews because I mean the reviews we had last time pretty much still say what we wanted to say. The blurb or the short précis of the plot of the inaugural swim episode 3. Mayor Tom participates in the inaugural Willows Bay swim. After picking up a stranded woman, he has a conversation with Wick, and that night meets another woman who visits him in his home for a late night snack. Some of the townspeople tell legends with Tom about the sea hag. So this one kind of has what if The Ring was about a shark, or what if Jaws was about a woman with long black hair? So the Jaws and The Ring kind of smashed together.
Absolutely. No, smacks of Jaws. This is definitely where, the Jaws influence atmosphere comes into play, as you've pointed out from the beginning there, Baron.
Yeah.
And certainly The Ring, that's what I'm alluding to with the hag. Yes, because it's our man Wick calls her the hag. It's specifically stated. And yes, she is a sea hag, but it's also playing on the shadow person hag, the hag of the shadow people, the man in the black hat, the tall man, to bring it into contemporary times as well. What's his name? Slender Man. He's based on the shadow people. He's a shadow person as well, because yes, it's a bit more humorously crude as she sits on someone's face.
And crushes, and
it's a sexual act
with their thighs.
A fatal sexual act.
Yeah.
But the hag is like sleep paralysis. Yes, that's the kind of the mythos of sleep paralysis, if you will. She sits on you and she holds your legs down and your arms and you can't move. Yeah, it's the whole feeling of when you can't wake up for a dream, you can't breathe. Baron?
To get there though, she does scratch you, which introduces the poison into your system, which paralyzes you. The only way to stop her finding you is to lock yourself away for 2 days in a trunk.
Yes, which Wick says to our man, the mayor.
And then he doesn't do it.
Now, the hag is physical.
Yes.
Corporal.
Corporal.
The way she's dealt with. It's quite graphic.
Yep.
The mayor, what he goes through in this episode alone, but still, he doesn't shut things down and say, let's evacuate the island. This is possessed. This is hell. A hellhole.
Yeah.
Are you still bought by you still buy it?
Yeah. He's slowly moving towards drinking all of the Kool-Aid, basically. But at the moment, he's still only had a couple of sips. The end of this episode is where he's completely over the line because he experiences stuff that he cannot explain away.
Yeah, and kind of soft, trying to not to spoil, like the figure that's moved off the board. Yeah, it's really hard to ignore, politicize your way around that. Yeah. We've done spoiler free. Fuck, it's the priest. When we see the priest dead at the end. I mean, like how are you gonna market speak your way out of that? And in terms of market speak or marketing the island and its promoting, and the mayor just trying to keep up, and that's what he's doing. Of course, he's just trying to keep up the good promotional look of the island. Yeah. In terms of promoting the island, these videos.
I don't want to cause a panic.
What are these videos up to? Yeah, who is making the promotional videos? Because there's another really weird one at the start of this episode. Do you remember?
But they're from the past, so they're all obviously like they're on VHS, and they've got that feeling of having been converted to VHS from film.
Ooh. And actually, when we look at the outcome of episode 4,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm being spoilerific with the picture behind me. I know, but this is one episode.
Yeah. Well, do we want to go through the plot sort of briefly?
Yes, actually, that's where my notes are at. Pretty much, that coincides nicely. Okay. So let's just do that. Yes, in a general way.
All right. So episode 3, the inaugural swim. As tourists begin to fill Widow's Bay, so there are people arriving on the island, Tom finds himself flirting with a woman called Marissa, who is on the island for a bachelorette party.
Yes, he finds her in the middle of the night, on the road, trying to find her way, but the signs have been desecrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he starts flirting with her. He helps her out of a jam. So there's that kind of will they, won't they? She seems interested. He seems interested, and that goes backwards and forwards a bit. But that's the night that he first encounters the sea hag, who scratches him on the.
Yes. What did we think of that scare? And I will ask now, what do we think of the scares? Like the spooky jump scare scenes at times.
Well, I jumped at both the jump scares we've had so far. So the clown and the scratch and that first scratch both made me physically move. So it takes a lot, and I got to jump out of both of those.
The clown definitely did. Did. This one, not so much. I was impressed by it. What do we think of it compared to the scare scenes in Derry? I'm only comparing it because it's the other show that we've covered.
It's a good question. I think these are more natural. I think they put scares in because you need scares, but I think they may have put a bit more thought into the lead up to them than Derry did. I think Derry just went, there's a scare here, we'll just do a scare. But I think they've put more thought into it in Widow's Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. And because there's subtle build up to things like all the lights going out on the shore and they're just in the middle because that's a precursor, foreshadowing towards something else. Yes.
Yeah.
And it is more natural. It is more organic. There's CGI in this, but it's integrated. You know what I mean? It's
really
not like
good.
It's a CGI thing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the hag. What do we think of the effects of the hag?
Really good. I loved it. I thought she was really good. Like throughout this episode, with the 3 or 4 times we see her, beautifully done.
Yeah, built up really well, and when we get full exposure, it is, it's not of this plane what we are watching.
Yeah,
but it's not at a cringe, uncanny take you out of it level. No, it's blatant, but the colorization and such, the way it's just blended in with the texture of the whole thing, I think is pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah,
I'd agree. So Tom reveals to Wick that he's got this scratch that won't stop bleeding. Wick immediately knows that it's the sea hag, and then tells him the story and like the lore of the sea hag, and that she scratches men to mark them and then can track them down to kill them because it's like the wasp thing where you get paralyzed and then the wasp does the thing and kills you, and the only way to stop her from finding you is to lock yourself in a trunk for 2 days to let the paralysis wear off. Otherwise the sea hag will find you and clamp her thighs around your face and suffocate you to death.
Yes, and it's Tom the mayor. Yeah,
Tom. Yes.
Yeah, and Tom says, I shouldn't have let you in my head. You're just fucking with me, which I don't blame him because Wick's mocking him, at the same time. And that doesn't necessarily help the situation 100% all the time either. No. But it's a great dynamic.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, no, it's a good double act, I think, between the two of them. Okay, so Tom then has a date with Marissa, but
hold on. Before we get there, do want to mention, even though we have kind of covered it, the scratch, he's advised by the doctors, Tom, to not, jump into the ocean at sunrise when it's really cold. It's a way of starting off, opening up the beach for some sort, is it the summer?
Yeah. So it's a yearly ritual that they perform to show the people that it's safe to go swimming.
Jaws.
Yeah.
And
Jaws.
then he goes out, he swims to the buoy. It's fine. Then when he's resting on the buoy, we see the hags pop up like a literal fin.
Yeah, the top of the head popping out of the water.
Yeah, flailing, and then he's flailing seemingly at nothing.
Yeah.
And what did I want to say about that? It was just very Jaws, I think.
Back towards the shore, and the hag scratches him again on the leg.
Yes, that's right. And it was very effective, swimming back in the hag swimming underneath like a shark. I thought it was a great reference. I thought it was a great homage, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, yes, we are having a date there, Baron.
So he has a date with Marissa. He's beginning to fear that she's the sea hag. She's tracking him.
I quite like this. Yeah,
it was really nice that his paranoia starts to kick in at this point. That's sort of self-preservation.
That's a good moment. Yeah, I liked that.
So he he sends her away as if to say, no, I don't want to deal with you. You're the sea hag. Well, I don't think he says to her, you're the sea hag, but he thinks, I know who you are, and you need to go. So yeah, he shoos her away.
And we're not sure at the time the way that it's presented because her voice is played with a bit. She, high pitches as she witchifies it just a little with very ominous music. There's
But
long,
she could be the sea hag.
unnecessary pauses,
Yeah.
at the door in response as well, yeah.
And she's a bit weird.
Unreliable. It's a very unreliable
Yeah.
narration going on at that point, which I liked. Yeah.
So Tom goes home, but then he starts to feel the paralysis setting in, and he realizes that Wick was maybe right, and that he should try and find somewhere to hide. But he's left his run too late, and the sea hag comes into his house and starts chasing him through the house. He's dragging himself. He finds himself in the bathroom, makes his way into the bathtub, which is the worst place to run from a sea.
Yeah. Very slasher movie choice, you know what I mean?
Very slasher movie.
Yeah.
So he finds himself there. He can then no longer move. The sea hag catches up to him. He's about to die, and that's when Wick runs in as the cavalry with a shotgun and blows the sea hag away with the shotgun. And she basically turns to water and little bits of seaweed and stuff.
Sewage.
Yeah, not nice.
And
Not
I liked how it
clean
was
stuff.
done. And you heard the tiles break,
Yep.
explode as well before she hit the bathtub.
Yeah.
And then his face got covered in the black muck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. This is a full-on physical confrontation with a being from wherever. And still like, no, just, I'm going swimming.
This wasn't Black
Let's
Mold
open
in
the
a
hotel.
motel room.
Yeah. No, but you believe it. You believe it. You believe him.
Now, our B plot in this episode is Bryce, the son, finds a mysterious well in the woods. No, not Bryce. Not Bryce. No, Bryce is the pastor.
It's the pastor, the priest. Yeah.
So finds the mysterious well in the woods.
Yes.
Tom's
Black
son,
ominous
Evan,
well. Oh.
Yeah, good sound design on that, actually. So yeah, Tom's son Evan and his friends befriend a pair of girls visiting from Boston who are shocked to learn that Evan has never left the island. So now we're starting to build the mythos of the family, his family there now. So we now know, based on what's happened in previous episodes, that Evan cannot leave the island without dying. Well, sorry, we are led to believe by the mythos of the island that Evan cannot leave the island without dying.
Not confirmed anywhere apart from the mythos of the island. Yeah.
So then we cut back to Bryce returning from the woods. He warns. So he comes upon the kids all having a chat and warns them that evil resides on the island, and then runs into his church. Then the sheriff puts out a request for backup at Patricia's ongoing sunset cocktails party, saying that chaos has ensued that we won't see until the next.
That's
episode.
Right. Yes, they set it up there, don't they?
Yeah. So the episode 3 and episode 4 are happening at the same time.
That's yeah. That's nice.
So we've got like an A, B, C, and like D plot happening in this episode, but like the C and D plot we won't see until the next episode, episode 4.
This shines a bit more of a light or a bit more layers or complexity, perhaps, to the folk horror elements that are going on. Basically, is what's happening here.
Yeah,
that's really being established. Certainly by the end of our next episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, let's go to episode 4.
Yeah, let's do that.
Episode 4.
Jump to
I'm good. Beach Reads is called Beach Reads. We have once again the same writers, the same 2 normal writers, but we have a third writer who has been added by the name of Mackenzie Dorr, who was one of the writers on the TV show Lock and Key, which I really enjoyed.
Heard of it. That did very well. Yeah,
it was great. I wish we could have had more of it. That's a Joe Hill thing, and also a writer on Marvel's Wonder TV series.
Okay. Joe Hill. Nice.
So Samuel Donovan is the director of this episode. He also directed episodes of The Crown, Utopia, and a TV show I want to track down called The Living and the Dead, which looks like a sort of Western zombie kind of show. So I might have to track that down.
I think I've heard of that.
So yes, Beach Reads. So the very basic plot is Patricia, who is played ably, of course, by Cato Flynn. Patricia, she's put on a cocktail party at the Salty Whale, which is the town pub for the tourist arrival, with the aid of a self-help book that she's found. She convinces Dale to DJ and Rosemary to be supportive, but things still go horribly wrong, and she realizes eventually that the self-help book is not particularly helpful. So Mr. Popcorn has put up a picture there of Patricia, as I said, played by Kate O'Flynn.
Since we're starting, coverage of a new episode here, I'm just going to start off my general thoughts.
Yes, please.
With Patricia Flynn here. What's the actor's name again there, please, Baron?
Patricia Flynn, Patricia, played by Kate O'Flynn.
Patricia, played by Kate O'Flynn, made the episode. This is my favorite episode by far. This episode rules, largely because of her performance.
Incredible.
As I said earlier on, Elaine's got competition. Elaine has competition. This episode's great and she rules.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to shut down that page with one which Willow's on it because it keeps getting in the way. Alrighty, so now a little bit of trivia for episode 3 that I missed. Oh no, we did it. Episode homages the movies Jaws and the Ring. A little bit of trivia about this episode. There is a self-help book, as we mentioned, that Patricia finds. The author of the self-help book is Lucy Fors, as in Lucifer's.
I didn't spot that. Thank you. That's good.
There are several references during this episode to a serial killer from the island's past called the Boogeyman, who stalked and killed several teenage girls. This is likely a reference to like Halloween or Friday the 13th, but there is an episode later down the track that you haven't got to yet that this comes to a head. So it's quite nicely done.
Hold on. Let's just pause for a second here. If I might be witnessing a pattern, it might be obvious to others for sure. We have Jaws with episode 3. The first, you could say, The Fog.
Yeah.
2, I'd have to think about
The Shining, 1408.
Yeah, there you go. So, what do you have one for this? Or should we discuss that?
For this episode, I would say.
Think about the end.
Carrie.
This folk
Wicker
horror.
Man.
Yeah, a little bit. It does lean towards that as well. Maybe it's the mash between Carrie and Wicker Man.
Yeah.
There's those folk horror elements folk horror elements were being set up in episode 3 for the beach reads as well. Yeah. And so I think that seems to be a stylistic thing that they're doing. Yeah. But it's not overt. It's not in your face. Yeah.
So yes. So there is a payoff to this episode down the track as well. So yeah. Alrighty. So let's get into the actual plot.
And then we'll rate both at the end. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
And I have one suggestion as well.
Please.
But I'll do that at the end. All right. Yeah. So for 4 days prior, so there's a little bit of a flashback here at the start of this episode. 4 days prior to the Sunset Cocktails party, Patricia discovers a self-help book in her mobile library's donation bin, which encourages her to plan the perfect party to prove her social worth.
And thinking on it now, having watched the episode again today, in the mobile library, she's just staring at a sports match, I think it is. Yeah, and no one's coming into the library or paying attention to her, the fact that she's exists. And she's just sitting there with a forced smile. Well, a blank, pleasant expression akin to the look of a grown-up twin from The Shining. Yeah. And this sets the tone for her character.
It's definitely her character. Yeah. So she has a failed attempt to socialize with some of the women that she went to high school with because they don't like to talk to her because they believe she lied about being stalked by a serial killer known as the Boogeyman who murdered 2 other girls, but that her story is widely disbelieved. Like a lot of people think she made it up. She was lying about it, whether it was she was lying about it to seem cool or lying about it because it was her. Like there's a number of different stories that kind of float around and none of that is text. It's all through the interactions with her and her friends.
Absolutely subtext.
Yeah, you can tell that some of her friends think maybe she did it. Some of the friends think that she was trying to big note herself. It's beautifully performed.
It really is. We don't know the full extent. We don't know the full history of what happened between her and the girls regarding her and the girls in this past horrible incident.
Yeah.
So we take it because it's presented in that way on the first layer as almost a class thing. She's she's a weirdo. She's poorer. She's not as ugly. She's not as
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
She drinks red wine when everyone else is drinking white.
Yeah.
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 Then later on, we go, oh, okay, no, I understand where the bitterness,
Yep.
the acid is being spat from. Yeah.
Alrighty. So the cocktail party actually starts pretty poorly with very low attendance. Like there's only her and the DJ, and I think
That's
one other
crazy.
person there.
No. She's crazy obsessed to get this party.
Yeah.
She's soon as she sends it out by email, she's drawing plans, elaborate plans, like she's trying to rob a bank in
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. She gets who is it? Excuse me. Is it Derek? Dale?
Dale.
Yeah. And he sounds like his name. Dale to be the
He
DJ.
looks a bit like Stephen King.
Sure. Yeah.
In my opinion.
Stephen King, though, but with no fashion sense or whatsoever.
Yeah.
This guy's made to look really intently
Yeah.
dorkish. Yeah.
Stephen King crossed with Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
He's a weird, tall, gangly guy.
But point being, Patricia has a playlist to choose from, and there's every song she's ever heard, 800 songs.
Yeah.
800.
But the tourists begin to trickle in to the party, so she starts serving punch, and she quickly becomes the center of attention.
She's on the verge of crashing out at any moment, not in a violent, aggressive way, but in a maker scene. You've got to console her for the next 3 hours, to 3 weeks, way. That's the kind of vibe she puts out. Friendly, but like 5 minutes and you're done. Yeah.
So we do see some really nice temporary flashes of what's actually going on. So throughout this, most of what she is experiencing is a delusion. So she's in her delusion, she is wearing a nice little shiny tiara on her head, whereas in reality, behind Mr. Popcorn is what she's actually wearing on her head, which is this series of weird antlers on a crown.
And there could be like a live animal head on top. You can't actually make it out. We'll get to it, but it's not a crown for a princess. It is
the horror crown.
Yes, things get a lot more gory and goopy and fleshy, visceral, rather than 1980s prom queen, where she's trying to play out through her unique dancing styles.
Yeah.
Her delusion is quite wonderful in this. But the way that it moves into the delusion is quite seamless as well.
It's perfectly seamless.
Because we're pretty much up to this in the plot. The tourists come in and she drags them in almost quite psychotically.
Yeah.
And she's got Charlie from It's Always Sunny vibes going, come on, let's have a good time. Do the butt dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when it goes into the John Hughes 1980s, the nerdy girl gets her day 16 candles, at the prom dance scenes. But when, the reality is actually, presented to her via the sheriff that was set up in episode 3 beautifully.
Yeah, so the Sheriff Bashir arrives.
It doesn't jump out at you, like it goes, I like it.
But he arrives and breaks her out of the trance, making her realize she's been under a delusion.
Yeah, that's right.
Her self-help book appears to be some sort of grimoire or like Necronomicon or something.
Is that a supernatural element that was egging her on to its own machinations? Yes. Yes, it was, wasn't it? And that is quite an extraordinary way to present the evil of the island itself. Yes. This isn't cliche. This isn't just going to be the cliche, there's a spooky fog, there's a sea hag. This is different entirely.
This is a cursed item that is influencing people. Like so much so that the punch that she's been freely feeding to people appears to be made mostly of animal parts. The dancing and the singing is
she's chopped up on the table next to a knife. There's half a dove, another animal right there. That's what I'm saying. The switch around is grotesque.
But the dancing and the singing will be some sort of chant and mystical spell, like you do, when you're trying to summon something or unsummon something, so they're dancing and they're
prepare for a sacrifice.
Correct. So we then cut to the down at the beach, and all of the people that were at the party basically walking into the sea with their mouths open, and they
to sacrifice themselves. There's a bonfire going. Yep. Before this, she has picked up a very Necronomicon-esque book, which shows the ritual, which gets her to the beach, because when she gets to that page, that's going to be the sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah. So she realizes, and she's able to see the book for what it is, rather than the self-help book by Lucy Fors. So, but she breaks the spell on the tourists by throwing the grimoire into the fire.
And so there's Evil Dead there. Yeah. There's also Evil Dead there, definitely as well. But the homages are good. I know that's a new thing, but the way that it's doing it is not destroying the integrity of the initial art piece itself. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Like in Backrooms, there's apparently 30 Easter eggs. I'd have to watch again with a YouTube video companion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I like that. I know I'm old. I'm not. I'm of the internet from the from the Gen X way, from 1996. But everyone's YouTube is different. That's my point.
Correct. So she ends up walking home. On her way home, she is picked up by Tom and Wick, who have just vanquished the sea hag. Well, Wick has just vanquished the sea hag using the expedients of the shotgun.
Resident Evil style, yes.
Yeah. And so then they drive to the church, where they discover that the Reverend has hung himself in the church.
Yeah. And well played to whoever played this part, because he said barely anything, but the sense of doom that he portended through his portrayal of this pastor. Good illustration there, if I may say so.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And like a really nice, screen time end for him as well.
Yeah.
Good episode. Great.
He had a big influence on the character arc of the show, and it's just a pity that he's now gone, because I really quite enjoyed what he did.
Yeah. But gone at the right time, I think, as well. You don't want to overdo things, and the show isn't overdoing anything, as I think I've been pointing out. And like even with number 4 having the best episode, that's the right placement as well, because that makes sure if you've made it this far, you're invested, and this is a show, this episode, it rewards you as well for offering something different as well, as because it is, like you said, the word, the book acts as an influencer, but this is an influence from the 1950s, because of course it is, because they don't have, they have rotary phones, they don't have Wi-Fi on the island, so this would be in a mobile library. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they had very contemporary 2026, social mores and customs and attitudes at the same time. Yeah. Now, can't wait till people start going off the island. I'm just speculating, going off the island and stuff starts happening to them because of that. I want to know the consequences.
It does come up. Now, I found something here interesting, but wasn't looking for it in particular, but there's an average of the episodes so far. So episode 1 through episode 9. And so episode 1 was 7.7 out of 10. This is aggregate across the internet. Episode 4 goes up to 8.9.
Nice. Okay.
Then it drops down again for a little bit, but then it builds up to an 8.8 in episode 8, which this episode precurses. So far, just to give the children a little bit of a peek into the future from me, my 2 favorite episodes so far are episode 4 and episode 8.
And thank you for watching, and listening with us at Evil Popcorn Pod, because this is, I'm sure, after the, after the water cooler conversation is over as well. But, we don't follow the bandwagons, and we like the show. And thank you again, Baron, for bringing it to the table to be put on the menu. It's delicious. And I look forward to seeing the rest of it. Shall we rate these suckers?
Yes. Well, you want to go first?
Episode 3, the inaugural swim. Yeah, well, just really in comparison to episode 4, I can't give it a 4, but it's up there. It's a 3.75 because the hag was done really well. Yeah, hag was done really well. I'm just going back to Derry, where they had a similar scene in a bed with sheets and such. And this I prefer. This is far more suspenseful. This has got me more on the edge of the seat, definitely. This show scares me basically much more.
Good.
Not trying to diss on Derry. Derry rules.
Yeah.
But I do prefer this approach. It's far more, it's just integrated integrated far more well. The otherworldly, the supernatural, with a very quirky realism, which is constructed very, very well to have the layers of the supernatural and the spook on top. And then though, to have number 4 come along and present it in a whole new way, it's like when Supernatural just stopped referencing other movies after the first 8 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then suddenly got its footing and started to have its own voice. I hope it continues to have its own voice more. I'm definitely giving this one a 4.75. Yeah. It's not quite a 5. It's not there yet. I hope it gets there. But I loved Beach Reads. Yes.
Yeah, Beach Reads was very good.
Yeah. Barrett?
Look, I'm pretty much identical to you in this instance.
Okay, cool.
So episode 1 through episode 4, I am at a solid 4.5 across the whole series.
I haven't been writing mine down. I realize that I have to go back.
But episode 4 has brought that average up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Same. Whatever it is, same. Definitely. This has got me as a fan, which is good news as well because season 2 has been confirmed.
Yes.
Season 2 has been confirmed. Good. I was worried if this would just go too under the radar and get cancelled because it was too under the radar. So well done, children. Well done.
Correct.
Shout out to Colours of the Dark, Rebecca McKendry and Eric McCain. They do a lot of promoting of this as well. Okay. What would you like to do now?
I've got a new suggestion.
How are you feeling?
I've got a new suggestion. We've only got 3 episodes of it so far, but the new Apple TV show Cape Fear
I thought about that today. Yes, Javier Bardem.
Oozes menace. Oozes menace. But beautifully performed as well by Amy Adams and Patrick Wilson.
Sent help, Amy Adams?
Yes.
Patrick.
Patrick Wilson.
Come on.
Their kids in it are great, but the core of this show is Javier Bardem's Max Cady, who is just Skeletor evil.
I have not seen the original from the 50s or the 60s.
So there was Cape Fear was in the 60s. Then there was another one in the 80s.
With De Niro.
Also,
was that the 80s?
Max Cady. Oh, let's have a look.
I thought it was the 90s. But I was a big fan of that. I was a big fan of De Niro's Cape Fear.
91. Okay, so it was 1962, 1991, and now 2026.
And 91 is Scorsese, and Scorsese is an executive producer on this one, this TV show.
Correct.
Yeah. Who directs the show? Is there a showrunner of note?
So this is, let me bring it up. Adam.
And the TV shows do well for us, Barrett. So yeah, if you're keen, I'm in basically. Yeah, because I do watch the show.
Very good. It's very good.
As Apple again, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, can't deny it.
They do good work. Okay, so directed, looks like it's a director's room, so it's a new director each episode.
Yeah, okay.
So the first 2 episodes that I've watched are directed by Morton Tildum and S.J. Clarkson. Different writers for each episode.
But who's the other producer aside Scorsese, please?
Let me bring it up.
Just trying to get an overall creative tone.
Amblin Television.
Okay. But yeah, no, down. Yeah, okay. But did you want to do did you have a recommendation? Would you want to do a recommendation and plugs? Like a recommendation and plugs?
Well, look, I'm going to recommend Cape Fear.
Yeah, okay.
perfectly honest. It's really good.
Yeah, totally.
So okay. Look, and my usual plugs, Act React, Improv Queensland, Supernova, IFWG Publishing, and find me and Damo on We're Not Twins or Not Twins Brisbane, where we put up stupid videos.
Yeah, cool. And sorry not to rush there.
You're right, it's all good.
I just have tired, spent a day in front getting the audio out there. Children, do check out the audio. There is lots there. 3 episodes and 2 reactions dropped today. Video is coming.
Yeah.
Definitely. What am I going to recommend out there? Yeah, it happened. Just shout out, Kat. Thank you for the recommendation. We did a little watch along of the first episode of Schitt's Creek. Never seen it before, Baron.
Do so love Schitt's Creek.
It's No, I'm in. Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. Catherine O'Hara just being an older version of the Beetlejuice mum, basically.
Yeah.
And Eugene Levy, the eyebrows are on point.
Yeah.
It's got his son, who is
Sean
hilarious.
Levy.
His daughter, she's just in one scene as the waitress so far, but fantastic. Very Arrested Development, if you like your Arrested Development, because that's what I picked up straight away as a comparison. I just look forward to seeing the rest of the kooky characters in this town, which is Schitt's Creek. If you've been on the fence, If you've
Yeah.
heard lots of horror influences, wondering why the hell they like this show, I can't explain it, but I get it after one episode.
I
Does
mean,
that make
they're
sense?
effectively living in the Bates Motel.
Yeah, yeah, but it's without any of this, like the horror stuff. You could put this on at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
yeah.
will appeal. Like if you're ever stuck at Thanksgiving, America,
Yeah.
and need something to watch with the family that won't drive you mad, put this on. It's that kind of show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. Oh, it's funny. And I can't, and that's just one episode.
Yeah.
It's half an hour. It's that sort of
The thing that I will say about Schitt's Creek as well is they knew when to finish it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. And I
nice.
will say that he didn't start out as my favorite character, but by the end of the show, the daughter is my favorite
Oh,
character.
because she's highly irritating at the start.
Yeah, she has
So,
this
whoa.
beautiful arc
Okay,
throughout the whole
fantastic.
show.
I like such a thing. I like such arcs, yes. And also, I'm going to throw it out there, even though I haven't seen it yet, because it's making people that I love, like the Baron and my housemate Shay, who, they're they're the Breakfast Club generation. And the new He-Man movie, they
Yeah.
love it. And you
Yeah.
loved it as well, Baron,
Yeah.
in your reaction there. Yeah.
Look, honestly, it's the best 1986 movie in 2026.
And it's been overshadowed by releasing Silly Move by Scary Movie 6.
Yeah.
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 And Scary Movie 6 sounds like it's a bit of a dud.
Look,
And so I don't want He-Man to be lost because of this movie that turned out to be a dud.
it's okay. So, Scary Movie 6 is a perfect scary movie. Like, it does exactly what it says on the tin. My only negative reaction to it is they lent a bit too hard into political narrative. Now, I get that America at the moment is a horror show, and that's kind of what they were doing. But those movies are at their very best when they are lampooning horror, and they do a ton of that. There is one scene in it where they do a K-pop Demon Hunters thing that was completely unnecessary, but their weapons stuff, their Sinners stuff, Annabelle, Scream 7 stuff, it is all on point.
Okay. Well, the one question I ask, because again, I haven't seen it, so I may be speaking out of turn or whatever. As a comedy fan and as edgy comedy fan, when you say things like "we will cross every line," when you're going to make that kind of statement and take that stance, and I hear they do not at all cross anything, that's a little bit of false advertising as well, because it is, as much as a horror satire, it's a raucous, raunchy comedy as well.
Yeah.
They're known for that as well. And they did lean heavy into that.
Yes.
Heavy into that.
Yeah.
He-Man, it's a nostalgia trip for the 80s. And if you're a fan, apparently it captures that spirit and it's got good humor, even though it is stinking Jared Leto. Yes. Good. I hear Alison Brie kills it. I'm a big fan of her. Who does she play?
She plays Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
There is a scene. There is a scene in this movie for anyone that's been involved in the kink scene that they will recognize the look on Alison Brie's face, sorry, Evil Lynn's face, and feel at home. So there's a moment where she's being attacked by Skeletor, and there is a hungry look on her face.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because I've heard a different reading of that scene. I think I need to go see this. During the middle of the day when I need to kill some time. I think.
And look, there's a beautiful scene between Ram Man and Fisto that will have our wonderful Rainbow Coalition children
good.
loving the movie.
Happy Pride Month.
Yes.
To that end, on that note as well.
Yeah.
I am going to see tomorrow Colony by the director of Train to Busan.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to go see that, the Angelica, tomorrow. That is Yon Sang-ho.
Oh, how good is the Angelica Theatre?
Very nice. I signed
Isn't it
up
great?
as a premium member as well. The Soho Lounge is lovely. Children of Brisbane, definitely go check it out. It's in Wollongabba.
Yeah.
Shout out to the New Farm, Elizabeth Theatre, all the nice theatres out there. Brisbane's doing actually all right. If you have a look, if you travel around a bit, there's some nice ones out there. And I will always plug Evil Corp and Escape Manor. Evil Corp, we've redone The Magician's Secret. I'll speak bluntly, it's way cooler than it used to be as well. Good. There's a really nice trippy, fairy, psychedelic aspect to it. That's all I'll say without further spoilers. And at Evil Corp as well, keep an eye out around September. Come each week, please.
Yeah.
But keep an eye around September. The Grand Guignol, I'll never be able to say that correctly, but you know what I mean. Grand Guignol, GG. That is happening. It will be put on. So if you're listening to this and if you are an artist who likes the darker side of performance and you have an illusion, magic show, trick act that you'd like to show off, get at me at Evil Popcorn Pod. Go through the podcast.
Yeah.
Through the
Follow us there.
will be promoted through. Yeah, and that's me, Baron.
Yeah. You did mention Backrooms as well before. While it did cost significantly more than Obsession to produce, it may still also cross the $300 million mark for a $10 million film.
Fantastic. So let's keep it up. Like we had some Oscar nominations. Let's just make it like undeniable now. But be like Curry, be like Kane. Yes. Like, don't take, I understand it's a lot of money, but don't take the gigantic bag to just have small little, pocket purse of satisfaction left at the end. They've said no, they're doing, what they want to do carrying forward. And you can just build an industry based on that where everyone gets paid. So these little disputes about these films, they didn't know they were going to explode like this. They're trapped by contracts. I 100% believe Curry and his dad, Joe Barker, if you don't know him, check out Curry's dad. He's a legend. They would just be dishing out money like they're rappers after a big show. Yeah. Yeah, I 100% believe that. If you really want to, I will say this is just on me. Terrifier 4 will eventually come out.
Yeah.
I will say this because no one's talking about it. I'm not trying to bastardize these people, vilify them. But Catherine Cochran, she won't work with Terrifier people anymore. She'll never do it again. Because in the first Terrifier, she was treated in certain ways which were quite deplorable.
Yeah.
And she started up her own intimacy on set production kind of like business that people employ to make sure it's done correctly. And, no one out there on the internet is really speaking bad about like Damien and his original crew there. Damien Leone, also say it blatantly. And they need to. So leave Curry and Kane alone. The point being, just know your facts first before you try and just take away people's success like that.
Yeah.
The whole thing that Kane is a young male and young females don't get this chances. That's not Kane's fault. That's the industry's fault.
Yeah.
You can't take
Kane should happen
away
to the
from
whole
Kane.
industry.
Yes, it should happen to the whole industry. So go support this so this can become the norm, basically, for anyone involved. Yeah, if they come up with dope ideas like this. This is just me saying this, but yeah. Because it's a thing out there, Baron. I see it all the time.
100% it is.
Such a thing. Yeah. Because kids get us away. I mean, like keep your blockbusters and such. You keep your superhero films, keep your Project Marys, but allow this industry to flourish alongside with it. Because all a high tide, raises all boats. Yeah.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. That's me. That's my PSA.
I 100% agree.
Thank you.
So, yes. All right. Well, I think that's us then.
Yeah. No, good. Nice episode. We'll be back with more. This will be out on audio very soon. Video coming. But we'll just keep up the audio on a regular basis. And we're good. We just dropped a whole bunch. So on your commutes, you've got plenty to listen to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get us in your ear holes.
Yeah. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I am going to go towards Resident Evil. I've been playing Resident Evil. I'm going to go get go eat some undead popcorn with Resident Evil 1, Baron, the game.
Nice.
Yeah. Yourself? You tired?
I am going to go to bed and read another chapter of Robert McCammon's Swan Song, which may be a better version of the apocalypse story than The Stand.
Big words.
Yeah.
Let's get back to us. Books are good. Books are good. I've always finished 1984. Books are good. Yeah. All right.
Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil. This is me at my most evil. Do your evil laugh.